Hello, hi. In this video, I want to talk to you about my healing modality that I've created. I've been divinely guided to create that. I call it 4-zone healing. And I want to talk to you about how I work with 4-zone healing and what it actually is. So what it is it is an energy healing modality. It's not Reiki, although I am a Reiki master. There are several differences with 4-zone healing and Reiki. We do incorporate energy healing. We also work with several things. So I have my board here, and I just want to explain 4-zone healing is about optimal health, wellness, and your lifestyle. It's about having a healthy life and having all that stuff that make a healthy life, such as health, mental well-being, emotional well-being, leads to good financial health as well, good relationship health, good relationship with yourself health, and even beyond that, because we want you to be able to be self-intuitive. We want you to feel the things that your healthy body needs once the healing begins and you begin to get on track with that. Now, 4-zone healing is the result of working with people for more than 15 years. And it is actually what is new on the horizon to help people who have had a spiritual awakening, a Kundalini awakening, or are having a very severe breakdown of some of their body's systems. So we work with people that have chronic illness, chronic inflammation, and also have some of their body systems ramping up and seeming out of balance because of some of these types of awakenings. Awakenings can feel like an activation inside you. They can also feel like a rush of energy or like spurts of energy. And it's different than having an adrenaline rush because these are usually not provoked by fear. They're not provoked by your own activity. It's something that happens. The energy can run along your spine. They can run to major organs. And the first thing that happens is illness, trauma, or something else begins to get pushed out. It's like having a surface where whatever is covering that surface begins to get pushed off. That is the first thing. That is when people will call it purging. I'm purging out something or I'm going through something. Now, some people may not understand that the flip side of those high energy awakenings is actually a form of detox. And that is where we come in because healing does involve detoxification, getting toxic things out, purging it out, doing it as expediently, as efficiently, and working with your body systems as much as possible. We do this in several ways. Number one, we use your Marma points. Marma points are beyond your chakras. Chakras are smaller, and the chakra itself is, that's an ancient Sanskrit word, which means energy wheel. It's frequently thought of as being able to pull universal energy into your body to keep you running, keep you operating. It's your energy, it's your aura, it's your force field. When I work with little kids, a lot of times I call it your force field. There's certain connection points where the life force can do this. Marma points work with love from the 5th dimension and beyond. So they are very specific. It uses a much higher form of energy. It is usually much more broadly based, which then is funneled by the individual chakra and other minor chakra points to the areas where it is needed the most. So we use your Marma points. Very important distinction. We tune in to your Akashic records. And why is that? Because your Akashic records, you have levels of your Akashic records. You have your personal Akashic record, and you have an Akashic record that you could consider it sort of cosmic universal, where it is a record of your experiences over a very long time. Your past lives. Many people have what I call past life carryover. Your Akashic records speak to me. The way that I work is when I'm communicating with people, simply talking to them. It's almost like a mini film opens up next to me and shows me through the Akashic records what has happened, what the demise has been, what is the root cause, and we get to work on that. Furthermore, I work with a different part of my own light body, my own marma points and chakras, to feel a reflection, and yet it is not retained with me. It is discarded very rapidly. So we tune into your Akashic records. And even if you feel connected to someone, anyone, someone in your family, we can get rid of those connections if they are detrimental. And we can also improve them so that if it is a loved one, you start having a better relationship. So this type of 4-zone healing is twofold. It works with you for who you are, your energies, your life force, your vibration, the level of love that you're able to intake, and we expand that and we get out the garbage and we get in the healing love. Also, we alchemize 5D love energy. Now, a lot of people talk about the fifth dimension, but they really don't conceptualize what it is, and they really have not had an experience of it. To give you an idea of the experience, it is an actual dimensional level. It is possible to bring in the energy of that level, and yet this is beyond the level at which you die. Because if you die, or if you have died, or you've had a near-death experience, you can actually go to a level, but more than likely you've reincarnated. You've reincarnated to pick yourself up again and finish the healing process of whatever was your demise. Now, in order to supersede that, we work with a fifth dimensional love energy, and sometimes it's beyond that. So some of the things that I have found on this journey is that certain types of things are managed at certain dimensional levels. For example, the giving of life. For someone to have a baby, create a baby, hold a baby, conceive a baby, hold that baby in them for 9 months, hold the other parent's energy for the baby. That happens at the 5th and the 9th dimensional level. Other deeper injuries, injuries to the psyche and some of the other bodies, for example, for mental health, those are held and managed at much higher dimensional levels because those are deep. And those are usually some form of a shared experience. It could be if you take someone who has been deeply wounded, that's a shared experience between the victim and the perpetrator. And this is the place at which I am capable of having a connection at that level in order to fully remove that, to effectually do the healing that's necessary. Now, one of the differences, and this can be considered alternative healing. It's alternative healing because it's not traditional Western allopathic medicine or training, and yet that is my basis. It is not fully Eastern, okay? Nor is it mashed up. This is divinely guided for this time, for this purpose, to help people to utilize their actual brand new chakras, marma points, and light body, and to thrive with it for themselves. So we do address the physical, and this includes things such as nutritional recommendations, supplement recommendations. And I want to say something here about supplements. There are people that go out there and will tell you all you have to do is hold the bottle of the supplement, you'll gain the benefit. No, that is not true. For the physical part of your body, you actually have to ingest it in one form or another. It is either in a food form, a capsule form, it is in a tea form, it is in some type of an essence. But your biological tissues, the actual tissues right down to the atomic molecular level, need the benefit of that essence. You cannot just hold it and catch the vibe of it. You can catch the vibe of it and understand that, yes, my body is responding to this. But then you have to take it to the next step and put it into action. You do not set it aside. So that is one of the key differences between what we do and what other people are recommending, which falls short. It falls short of how would you deeply heal and do things such as regrow tissue, create new nerve growth. Now, it's commonly said in the medical community that nerves create new pathways, or it's possible to create new pathways for your nerves and regrow the nerves. How do you do that? You have to put in the building blocks because that is a physical part of you. Your nerves are new, the myelin sheathing has to be new, the pathways are new, the actual growth, it takes time. So for someone to heal from an injury, for example, a surface injury can take a week, maybe up to 3 weeks if someone has an impaired immune system. For someone who's diabetic, it takes longer. Doesn't mean it never happens, it takes much longer because the body is in a form of being suppressed. We want to remove that and ramp up the healing process, speed it up using a much higher vibration of love. Now, if you have deeper wounds, for example, the injury that happens with broken bone, you can have mobility. You can have some of the things that are necessary to get you mobile again. And yet, there are really deep levels of the sensory nerves for the peripheral nervous system that can sometimes take up to 11 months. Now, that doesn't happen once they take the cast off, which is why some people will still experience pain, discomfort, mobility issues, soreness, etc., unless they're learning how to do this properly. The areas that we use, your marma points, provide an energetic bridge to the area of the injury, the wound, the trauma, and the much higher love that is funneling in and connecting to you. So this does involve a reconnection to vital parts of you that are not seen, but they are deeply felt. So we have nerve growth and hormonal upgrades. A lot of people may not understand that when their hormones go out of whack, they can have hormonal imbalance. Hormones are more than just estrogen. We hear the word hormone frequently. People think of, well, it's estrogen. You have so many hormones that operate things. Hormones are catalysts. They're little chemical catalysts that create a little system inside your body where it's like saying, if I'm sending this chemical, then this should happen. In other words, if you chew food, your saliva should be sending signals to the other parts that there's food coming that needs to be broken down, digested, assimilate the proper nutrients, and eliminate the waste. That sometimes starts right when you smell food. Right when you see it and you're like, ooh, food. And yet there's a whole process that's happening that you're not even thinking about. For some people who've had impairments, for example, people with Bell's palsy or swallowing issues, or even improperly chewing or aspirating their food, this is a problem because they don't get those next steps, because it leaves their hormones out of whack and out of balance. So we are talking about hormone upgrades. We're talking about the physiology, body systems that need to complement each other. A body system such as your heart and your lungs, 2 separate organs, 2 separate systems. Even the lungs, they're 2 different sizes because one side is real close to the heart and the other side isn't. You have energetics on each side. What if you have people that smoke? They're taking it into their lungs, and yet next thing you know, it's affecting their heart. So the circulatory system and the respiratory system are very connected to each other. They have to work harmoniously with each other, except when there's foreign things introduced, they don't always operate the way that they're supposed to. We work with your body systems. We help people get off their addictions, off the things that are detrimental to them, build up again. And this has happened even with surgeries. I've had people where we've worked with them pre-surgery, post-surgery, and working with this reconnection of their energetic parts actually has benefited them immensely. This also involves the chemistry of the body, sometimes some simple chemistry like magnesium and calcium. If you don't have that, your circulatory system messes up, your sleep messes up, your magnesium helps about 260 processes in your body systems to function properly. So if you're not getting that element, sometimes that is an issue, but it's an easily corrected issue. I am a medical intuitive. I am able to detect these things, which you can also verify with your medical doctor. So we don't exclude the medical side of things because the molecules don't lie. If you're lacking in something, it shows. Now, there are not perfect tests out there. There's not a test to test everything. There are MRI scans, but we can do a scan of you and we can tune in, because these items are not something that a psychologist or a medical doctor will be able to detect. And yet that is the value in this method of healing, is that it is bridging those levels of you when you may have phantom pains, sensations that you're being told are psychosomatic. We don't disbelieve you. We work to get to the root cause, and we work to help you on how do you do this, what is the proper course of action so that you're doing it, because awakenings leave you with a lot of psychosomatic sensations and you can doubt yourself. We know this. I've been doing it for 15 years. I know the patterns. I know what they are. I'm an intuitive, and we can help you narrow it down, get to the root cause, and get you up-leveled where you need to be. Which brings us to mental health. A lot of people going through awakenings, they do begin to develop what are called mental health issues. Anything mild, from mild anxiety and depression to very severe psychosis. There are reasons that people have this. You have a part of you called the limbic system that carries memories. It is very responsive to hallucinogens and medications, drugs, etc. What if you are a person that isn't? But what if there's something in your Akashic records that lets us know that, yes, there is some damage from there? We help you with that. We help you develop, and we develop this in a deep body way, not just a mind, not just telling you something. This isn't talk therapy, although we talk to you. Mental health rising from your healthy connections. These are healthy connections of these unseen but energetic parts of you. And the last thing I'll leave you with is we're using very deep alternative healing methods. We are in favor of certain complementary things, which I discuss with people in their private session. And it would be things that are expedient to complement and help. It could be something as simple as get a swim, or it could be get a massage, because maybe you need a certain type of massage to deeply move the fluids in your body. And that will complement the energy work we are doing. Now, we do this in an all-encompassing way where I explain to you what the 4 zones are. They are 4 zones of your body, but they are also zones of your life, your health, your mental health, your physical strength and prowess, your reproductive health. Many, many things can be resolved using the 4-zone healing modality. So thanks so much for watching, and please check out my website at 4zonehealing.com. I have learned this by working with people who have had a twin flame awakening. So if you would like to check out my twin flame stuff, it's over at twinflamereconnection.com. If you identify as someone who is in ascension, then here's your spot to get the healing you need and ascend. So thanks so much. Have a great day. Bye.